let's get to it. We have a few amazing questions that we are going through. Experts and watchers or listeners, if you have questions at the very end, we are going to give the direct way to connect with CLE Cosmetics, IERO Beauty, and Melach 33. So if you have those questions, hold them, keep them tight, and we'll give you the direct contact to speak to these amazing luminaries. But I'm gonna jump into it. So my first question is a little bit for everywhere. So we're gonna go to everybody. I'll call you out, or feel free to raise your hand, whoever wants to speak first. But we hear the word in the industry self-care a lot. And it is an amazing word, but also thrown around, and it means so many things to so many people. So here's my question to you. What does self-care mean to you personally, and maybe to you, your brand too? How about let's start with Lauren. Take it away, Lauren. What do you think self-care means?
Yeah, I think self-care for me is really just making time for yourself, even if it's like 5 minutes in the morning. For me, it's also about like repetition, creating a daily ritual. So for me, it's about like waking up, letting the dogs out, taking care of business, but also after I'm all done with that, I just really like sipping a cup of coffee and just standing outside for like 5 minutes. But it's like time for me to just like kind of like have pause, and then I can start my day, however stressful it may be. But it's just, just taking that little moment to myself to just kind of like be present. So yeah.
I think that's the key word I took from you, is being present. So many times we have meeting after meeting, or we're so busy, or we have client back to client in the salon, that it's easy to be on autopilot and do what you're used to, but to be present, to forward think, to even think of what's tomorrow, sometimes is hard when it's a crazy life. So I like that word there. Okay, let's go on to Nick. Nick, what does self-care mean to you and IERO?
Sure. Well, echoing exactly the theme of what Lauren just shared, for me, it's about coming back into the present moment, taking that moment of pause. So morning, and then after a day. And I think we all can relate to the fact that days sometimes can feel never ending. And unfortunately, the mind is either left behind, obsessing over all of those things we can't control, or projecting into the future about what the next day is going to bring, and all of the things that didn't get done that you need to sweep under the carpet or cover. And that is, that's unnerving. Adrenaline, cortisol start pumping, and it affects sleep. Do you all feel my pain?
Yeah.
Especially in this time, FYI, as we're entering into a very auspicious full moon next week. Really coming back into the present, returning to your breath, listening to how you feel from the inside out, and being okay with it. Like, don't beat yourself up. So with that, obviously, morning, night, it's about your, for me, my skincare regimen, and linking that to ritual to make that time more meaningful, more robust. So I can check in the mirror with myself, saying, you know what, you're okay, dude. It's going to be a great day. Or at the end of the day, to let it go, let it rise, and move on.
Just exactly what you said. Tell them to look in the mirror and say, you got it, dude. I like that. It's simple and easy for me to understand. And for the viewers and the listeners, go check out these brands, because you can see in the brands the different mindset of self-care. In CLE Cosmetics, we see, it's from what you wear to what you put on to just the daily mental state. IERO Beauty, it's the ritual, it's the mindset. It goes so much more. I use the word, you gave it to me, so I'm so sorry. You probably feel sorry for me to say, because I say it all the time, which is vibrational health. It's that balance of your aura, your internal. But let's get to Jen, because we even go farther with amazing ingredients too that we'll get into. But Jen, what does self-care mean to you and Melach 33?
Well, for me personally, I love starting my morning. It really starts with your inner being. Self-care for me, in the morning, I have the same routine. Routines are very important. And when I say routine, it's mainly Monday through Friday, because you never know what the weekend's going to hold. So Monday through Friday, I start every day meditating. I pray, I work out. I really, really need to get my head in a good space in the morning so it can set the tone for the day. And I work out and I do my, get my endorphins activated. After I get done working out, get in the shower, do my skincare. Everybody knows how, ritual that can be. I love doing that, especially with the CBD body butter. I put it here. It relaxes you, sets the tone for the day. So that's what's probably most important to me, setting the tone for the day in the beginning of the day, meditating, listening to what is being told to you. And yeah.
You morning people just have it so good. I wish I could be that kind of morning person.
I'm not a morning person. I have to, and coffee is very important. So when I'm meditating, I have my coffee because I'm not a morning person. So get the coffee. And also, as Lauren mentioned, the dogs are very important. I have a dog and I absolutely love her. And she cuddles with me while I do my morning meditations with my coffee. And it's just magical, but it sets the tone for the day.
The perfect alarm clock to start your day. The doggies needing to go out. Okay. My next, amazing. So really self-care, those who are watching this and listening to this, what does self-care mean to you? And how do you, as we'll get to, how do you use that in your daily beauty work life? That's a good question. I want to just ask the audience. Okay, but Jen, let's get to the next question. So Melach 33, amazing products. Our experts love it. One of the top rated body butters on the platform. And we have, hundreds of products at this point. You use an ingredient in one of the recently expert reviewed products, which is CBD. And we're seeing this used a lot within, physical application and internal too in the beauty industry. How do these type of common ingredients help with the balance of mind and body? For anybody new to that kind of ingredient, can you give a little illumination?
Yes. Well, as you said, we have the Lux CBD Body Butter that everybody, all the experts for the most part loved on Beautytap, which I love. It has 1,000 milligrams of full spectrum CBD. So what I do, especially in the morning and sometimes at bedtime, if I've had a stressful day, is I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders and sometimes it travels up my neck. And so it's really important to put that on, just work it in up here in the morning, again, sometimes at night. It eases tension, relaxes your muscles very quickly if it's applied correctly. I like doing it right out of the shower so it absorbs faster sometimes. So I mainly use it in the morning, but again, at nighttime, if I've had a stressful day, I will put it on again at night, mainly up here, but you can put it on. I put it on everywhere, but I really focus on up here. It's really helped with my morning routine to set the tone for the day, as I said earlier. What else? Oh, I have found that when your shoulders are relaxed, it helps your body relieve tension brought on by stress. It can also help improve your emotional well-being and relaxation. And achieving relaxed shoulders has been proven to improve your sleep as well. So it gives you a good night's sleep and you're ready to take on the day and be the best human beings we can possibly be when we wake up in the morning.
I think we all can relate to sore, stiff shoulders, just not allowing us to have a good day. And it is definitely a question we get in the community, is the use of this ingredient properly. And you have an amazing product. So,
and I didn't realize how I had never worked with CBD before until I'd never used any CBD products until we incorporated it into our body butter. And I never realized how uptight I am and my shoulders were. And so it's really helped me to relax a lot more. Kind of just sets the tone, sets the body, just puts you in a more relaxed state.
Well, our experts are already calling to arms to get a Melach 33 bath soak with CBD. So Please develop that. Okay.
Oh,
We're waiting for that. Okay.
I'm gonna write that down.
Write it down. Okay. Our next question on today's chat is for you, Nick. Now, we just talked about a great ingredient absorbed into the skin does its work. Now, with you, ieró has such an amazing, definitely spectrum of ingredients, but we go a little farther past just flowers and oils, right? Can you tell me, with you personally and ieró, how do you find that balance through some of these products? Because you bring in crystals, you bring in beautiful extracts, and you even have amazing self-care coaches within ieró. So I'm going to give you just an open platform to go with that. But how do you find balance and vibrational health in your daily life?
Well, I think we all understand those days, those times, those periods or spells of life where we find ourselves feeling low. Can be negativity, sadness, etc., or it could just be stress and pressure. For us, and it really does resonate for me with the name. Ieró means sacred in ancient Greek. Sacred is us honoring you. It's an homage to you and that authentically beautiful light that you illuminate out into the world each and every day. How does it need to start? And with my beautiful colleagues here, they agree. It's about these moments of time we give ourselves in the morning to prime ourselves for a demanding day, and at the evening to unwind and kind of set it all behind, take inventory of the beautiful things and get into a good night's sleep. It starts for us with a multisensorial approach. And it begins with obviously color and chromotherapy, whether it's secondary packaging. And this is Moonkiss. This is our evening range of skincare hybrid treatment. That is multisensorial. And so when you get into the product, to me, it was very important to give you an experience that calmed, soothed, inspired intuition, made you feel like you could breathe. We wrap the flower of life around every product, again, to remind you of that sacredness within you and that we are all interconnected. We are very into revealing little treasures, mindful cues, whether in the mist, we use amethyst chips that you literally will load into the palm of your hand. You'll bless with heartfelt intent. You'll then place into the bottle. And every time you use the mist, you'll swirl to activate. And then through ritual, you'll draw down the above in to ground and center. And then aromatherapy. With Moonkiss, many of the products have a curated blend of lavender, chamomile, and frankincense to obviously calm, soothe, and ground. And it's really powerful. I mean, between chromotherapy, mindfulness cues, aromatherapy, and then the sensorial that you get through the ritual. And our ritual is very important. It's about shifting, first and foremost, your focus, shifting breathing, and then shifting feeling, which leaves you afterwards much lighter and feeling much more kind of embraced by your own self-love.
Something I'm hearing in common with everybody on today's chat is you just got to step back and take that time for yourself, right? You can have these amazing mantras, you can have this amazing ritual, you can have these amazing products. And if you don't take that time for yourself, it doesn't do anything. You need to step back. And we're going to talk more about that even as a beauty expert or brand founder in this case in a second, but you need to take that time for yourself. I love it. And amazing products. You have taught the Beautytap expert community that there is so much more to self-care than relaxing or a bubble bath. How about the color of your spa room? How about the scent and the ingredients that you have from your hands connected to your clients? It's all about the intention, and basically the tools are just something we use. It's really what we're putting out into the universe. So love that. Okay. So if you're joining us on Instagram Live or you're listening to this on demand, we are having an amazing chat with some amazing founders in the beauty industry all around balance of mental state and keeping a healthy mindset in the beauty industry. Be you a salon owner, makeup artist, or in today's case, amazing brand founders and leaders of product teams. So let's get into that next question. So this one, I'm going to start with Lauren, and then I'm going to throw this at Nick. As brand founders, we have busy, crazy lives. There's no way to deny that. And if someone who is building a brand says they don't have a crazy life, they're crazy. They've lost it. What are some of the top stressors that you as founders may overlook in this entrepreneur schedule? How do you deal with that moment in the day where you just say, okay, you hit my stressor, I need to take a break? So Lauren, what are some of your top stressors you find as a brand founder that you just probably don't want to deal with, but have to? And maybe give some tips how we deal with those top stressors.
Yeah, so I mean, my problem is that I don't know when to stop, especially because my manufacturing is all done in Korea. So it's literally the different time zones. So like if I end my day in LA, like around 5 or 6, like that's when Korea is like starting their day. So like my manufacturers will like be texting me or they'll send me emails. And I mean, I chalk it up to my eagerness, my passion, but at the same time, I'm like on my phone, like during dinner, I'm on my phone, even like my phone is like next to me constantly because I'm like, I need to respond right away. And I think over time, I realized like I need to set certain boundaries, or if there's a text or something, I can just text them like, oh, let me get back to you. I try to kind of put those kind of boundaries up so that like it helps me in the long run, because I realize like I lose steam after a while. Like if you're chatting with someone from Korea up until midnight, again, you're not sleeping as much, which, you know, we all just talked about how important that is, especially for my skin too. Like if I don't sleep, like it's going to show. And also what I've been doing is like at the start of the year, I'll like pre-book vacations for myself, like well ahead of time, so that like I'm not like I'm locked into it. Like I can't cancel it. Like I have to go. Because if I booked it like last minute, I would never do that, because I'm like, I don't have time. Like I need to be at the office every day. I need to be on call. Like my team needs me. Like I'll think of all these reasons to not go on vacation, which I realized was really bad. And I'll also, if I can, just not have like any cell reception at whatever location I'm at, just to like, just, you know, kind of like, again, just have a elongated like self-care trip for myself. So those are kind of ways I try to like throughout the year, like make sure I'm taking care of myself and to make sure I don't burn out.
You are all saying the right words. I think the key word I took away from that is boundaries. So many of us just, okay, I got to do this. Okay, I got to do this. Sorry, kids, sorry, husband, sorry, wife, you know, I got to do this. It's for the work, it's for the job. But you need to set those boundaries. And if you do find, especially some of our amazing brands, you know, only a few people team, right? When you start off, you don't have an entourage of 1 million people to do things. We're doing things ourselves, be it answering emails, customer service, you know, there's 1 million things you could do. You need to either put that phone on silent at a time, get an assistant, or just say, you know what, my active hours are 6 a.m. to 5. That's even a pretty long shift. Okay, Nick, I'm going to throw that same question to you. As a brand founder with those crazy busy, stressful days, what are some of your top stressors and how do you deal with them in the moment?
First of all, listening to you, Lauren, oh my gosh, you're 3 hours behind me as I'm on the East Coast, and I feel your pain just being 3 hours different from you. So hats off, and you're doing amazing things. And we have to, I think in terms of main stressors, I can echo all of those, whether it's supply chain issues and delays, i.e., you know, literally trying to get a product ready for launch and everything is going wrong in terms of from ingredients to packaging coming from Korea to raw ingredients coming in from all over the world and things not being where they need to be. After you've put all of your heart every day for months trying to ensure it's there. And Johnny, to your point, being a small entrepreneurial situation, and I think the three of us are all nodding and agreeing, we're doing a lot ourselves now, and it's so rewarding. But there are times, unfortunately, that we want to beat ourselves up. I'm a Libra, a quintessential Libra, and it's a blessing and a curse. I want to please everyone, and it's impossible. And so through all of these kinds of stresses and delays and things that are seemingly nonstop or seemingly hard stops, you got to be flexible. You got to stay the course, but you've got to give yourself the time. And for me, again, I just try to return to my breath, even in that moment of just like, okay, step away, breathe. If an answer doesn't come to me, if a solution isn't apparent, if the resources are not around me or available because of time differences, I have to realize what I need to put on pause and what I need to address immediately and come back to. So understanding that my perception of the perfect run of something is not reality. Reality is the here and now, and we can only do so much. And as long as we give it our very, very best, and it's done with integrity and heart, then we have to pat ourselves on the back and celebrate those small victories and give ourselves that time to return to breath.
Just breathe, just breathe. And this is all said in, retrospect, right? So many times I'm sure we're running around and we don't see those red flags of, okay, now it's too stressful, I can't take it, but we just keep going for the better of, the brand, the better of the company. But we really do need to remind ourselves, take a breath, restart, notice the triggers, notice the red flags internally. So we're talking, this question's all about us now. I'm going to get to the next question. Tap you, Jen. And then I'm going to, and Nick or Lauren, if you want to jump into this question, I would love to hear. But this question is now not internally, it's our team. So as founders, salon owners, hairstylists, makeup artists who work with teams, we are the leaders who lead our teams to success. That's the goal, right? We don't want to lead them elsewhere. And we see stressors in the workplace. Maybe it was, something didn't happen. Something didn't get delivered for that convention. We're running out of clean towels at the salon. It can be a million things, and your team is feeling it. My question to you, Jen, is as a leader of your teams, how do we contribute to more balance within our team members or bring some of this healthy mental state to our teams? Any thought you can give into that? I think we got you on mute, Jen.
Sorry.
There you go, we got you.
I think the most important thing to do here is to focus on each individual's gifts that they've been given and to encourage them to use it, find their strengths and help them contribute to build a stronger team using these gifts alongside each other. Encouragement is always good. Meeting deadlines, getting things done that you never thought that even anybody could get done, just always being a team player, and making people feel good about being a part of your company's growth and success so they can see the fruits of their labor and how it impacts the overall success of the company's objectives and goals.
And I love that because, and this is very true to smaller teams. We don't see this a lot in big corporations, but when we bring on an intern or we have a new PR person, or this is even for salon level or makeup level, maybe we have someone who works with us on social media, we have to work with them. We have to see how they gel. And maybe this isn't their right role. And we have to see their strengths and playing with that strength, not playing with it, but utilizing that strength can really benefit the company. But it's you as a leader that you have to look at it. Like, is this their strength or not? What are we going to do?
Put them in the right place. It's a puzzle that ultimately needs to be put together so it can work together and look beautiful and successful.
And it makes them proud. They heard from the founder, the leader. Okay, she said, I'm great at social media. I want to make her proud. She's looking at me.
Yes.
She's watching me in a good way, right? And okay, so I love that compared to just saying you did this wrong, you did this wrong. No, we don't want, that's not leading, that's managing. We don't want to be managed. We want to be
Right.
managed. It's a good company. Okay, Nick or Lauren, any thoughts you would love to throw in there in leading a beautiful mental state within your team?
Yeah, for almost 20 years, I led a large team at MAC Cosmetics. I was in charge of SVP of global product development, and it was amazing. We had quite an engaged and extensive team and multi-disciplines working together to drive not only product development and marketing, but the overall experience and tone that the consumer would ultimately experience. And now on a very small team, what I've learned is there are a lot of the same things. And Jennifer, you brought up something really good. And if we look at it and say it's about helping people to see how they can soar with their strengths. We all can't be great at everything. I know I fall short on many things, but celebrating those beautiful attributes and talents that each person that contributes to the brand brings, calling it out, and celebrating those small victories, really critical. And for me, well, there aren't any doors in that we've been remote since ideation started. But I've always been trained that you need to have an open door policy. And I think the three of us very much are the same with that. And that is, you're always welcome. Yeah, we're all under stress. Yes, I'm on a deadline. I may not always be 100% right then, but if I see and you make eye contact, my door is open and I need to pause for you, because what you're doing is just as important as what I do and I bring to the table. And that's how we get great, amazing product and amazing service to the consumer and make it a reality.
And I do think the amazing brands we bring into Beautytap, because you very much let us even connect with you via email or Instagram or whatnot and answer our experts' questions. But from a leader to a team, to have that open door policy where, hey, if you have a problem, bring it to me, because maybe I'm missing it because I'm busy. I have all these things going on. Please tell me how I can better you, how we can work together, how we can build this, because we're building something amazing, especially in the early days of a new product launch or brand launch, right? You've all had your brands within the last decade. And, compared to the brands we work with, the Macs of the world, the Estee Lauders, the Dior's, we're still growing that brand. And any type of feedback gets it off the chest, makes the brand better. And we make sure that it's just this beautiful ecosystem, which I truly love. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick round table question. I'm going to throw this at each of you. And this it's a pretty, straight out there question is really, what is your limit? I asked this question, what is your limit? When is it enough is enough, stress level about to overflow and you're about to break? I'm asking this question because so many of our experts watching this or going to listen to this or watch it on demand, we don't notice our own stressors. We may think that's normal, right? We hear of this mindset of the grind, right? Working 24 hours a day, that's how it should be. That could be negative if we continue with that mindset. So I want to hear from each of you. What is your personal limit? When is enough? And it's time to go on that vacation that we've been putting on the back burner, or it's time to walk away and go there. So it's a little bit more of a question, but I wanted to ask it. So let's start with you, Lauren. How you doing? What is your enough's enough limit point?
Yeah, I think definitely, funny enough, my body really does tell me when enough is enough. I will get indigestion, I'll get a migraine, and I'll start breaking out in hives, which is really intense. So that's when I know I've crossed the line. Luckily, I've kind of realized there are certain key steps before that I can prevent that. But yeah, usually like my body will literally tell me when I can like physically not be able to work, which kind of sucks, but it's a blessing in disguise, I feel. And yeah, I think when I'm starting to log in longer hours than I really should, again, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll like work a little longer, like once a month or so, like, you know, just there, like Nick was saying before, like there are certain things you just have to immediately address as like a small business. But I think for me, it's definitely if I start logging in a lot more longer hours than I really should, then I'm like, okay, you know what? Like let's kind of revisit what I told myself. I need to, you know, start like kind of putting things off to the next day, or kind of reorganizing my priorities. And yeah, I think that's kind of how I try and prevent myself from like physically going over the edge. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing if you're getting less sleep, I'm hearing if you feel like more and more is piling up, I'm feeling if the body, like Jen said, we're feeling it in the shoulders, or even getting sick. Sometimes we think it's just the season, but we can get ourselves sick from overworking, are all things that say it's time to step back, and it's a little bit of me time to better my brand for sure. Thank you so much, Lauren. Jen, what's that stop? It's time for a vacation. What's your limit for stress?
So I think probably the most stressful thing in this industry is when new products are being launched. And I have yet to launch a new product or even reorder a product from Israel. Like you guys were saying, I work with a 10-hour time difference and Lauren is working with Korea. And so that can be stressful. They also have different weekends than we do. So their Monday or their Sunday for us, or no, their Monday is our Sunday. So their first day of the week is Sunday. And so I need to be available on Sundays also. So I really only have one day of rest to not during these launches and during reorders. I've yet to have one product launch or reorder that there wasn't a problem. And that's just how it is. And I realize that sometimes if it's very stressful, if I don't have a deadline, which I usually always have for, you know, PR, once this has to be launched to the press by this date. But if I happen to have like a reorder that's just very stressful, and this, I don't know if this is healthy or not healthy, I'm out of here. I need to go to Italy sometimes even. Do not bother me. I'll leave for a week. And, you know, it's always been beneficial for me to leave, come back refreshed. The problems are always solved by the time I get back too, because I'm in a better mental state. I've relaxed. If I can't leave the country, I will just leave the office and walk away and go walk with my dog. And that's very therapeutic for me. I live in Orange County, so I can grab my dog. We'll go walk by the water, by the ocean. That's very therapeutic for me. But yeah, so it's just better to walk away. And the worst thing to do is to put yourself in a rushed situation and not walk away. Or if you are going to walk away for, let's say, just the day and then come back, don't put yourself around any toxic people.
Definitely.
Make sure you surround yourself with very, you know, people that are on your team, that are cheering for you and that want you to be successful. And they tell you, oh, it'll be fine. But the worst thing you can do is be around, you know, sometimes there's people that we kind of have to be around that are toxic, but just to kind of remove yourself, surround yourself with, you know, peaceful people, dogs, they're always good. But yeah, the worst thing to do, I think, would be to rush a launch of a new product and then it doesn't hit its best potential that it can. So walk away. If you can, just leave for a week. If you have that luxury, which I have had once or twice, that's fine. And if you can't, then just walk away for a day, come back. It always works itself out. So taking a step back, get yourself around the right people and the right environment.
All good stuff. It's prep for the launch now. So many on this call are watching this on demand. We aren't launching too many products, right? Some of them are, and some of them will be there, but many of us are launching new salons. Many of us are about to go in a humongous photo shoot. Some of us are about to graduate school and go to the next step of our beauty lives. What I'm hearing from you, Jen, is, you know what, you're good. That's something you have to do. So prep for it mentally beforehand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have a escape plan, I guess you can say, after, so that you know, okay, it's gonna be stressful. I can do so much about that, right? But after, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take some time for myself, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. I love it. And then you, Nick, what is just the final? I'm done. I'm out. What is your final breaking point? How do you notice it? And maybe what are some things you do to restart yourself?
Well, the old me wouldn't pay attention. I would swallow it and keep going. And in the corporate world, you have to kind of swallow your words. And that's good. It taught me humility. And it taught me team, which I carry forward in this small, intimate startup mode that I'm in. My life partner is also our CFO, COO. And, I've had to share a lot of burden and stress with him. And I love and admire how he's taken that on. But I know personally, when I am literally at my end, I'm losing it. I can't find my words. I can't hear my thoughts. I'm not finding the answers or solutions that need to come forth. So again, the creative juices, the clarity is muddied, or the worst, and I think we all get there on occasion, even when we're trying to be high vibrational, I get irritable, crankiness, and I'm so ashamed. And we shouldn't beat ourselves up. That's nothing to beat yourself up, but you can. And as I try to, so I'm thinking more immediate, you got to step back. I said it before, and you've heard iterations between the 3 and 4 of us. Return to your breath, and don't force something if you personally can't bring it, and bring it with all of the love in your heart for the best good of all involved. And that is where the answer, if it's not inside of you, sleep on it. Or if the answer or the solution is not inside of you, it's in the room. And believe that, and give it time to gel, and dialogue. Be very honest with respect. I need to pause. I need to take a step back. Forgive me. We'll come back. But can you help me think about this? Might you have an idea on that? In our network, is there a solution for this? It's always there. The answer, the solution is always there. Do not panic. Do not take it out on yourselves. And most importantly, don't take it out on other people. Because you can't afford to harm or rupture the tight relations you have.
I think what I took from that is, and every expert listening in here is taking so many amazing things from our amazing luminaries today. But for me, I heard there is a solution. So many times in our stressful beauty lives, we don't think there's a solution, right? How am I going to pay this bill? Oh my gosh, that product is delayed. How am I going to help these appointments? There is always a solution as long as you are willing to think, look, and connect with those around you. There are people around you who want you to be successful. It's okay if you ask for that help. It's okay if you look inside or external, outside, to get you to build what you're trying to build, be it a brand, a product launch, puppy daycare. There's a lot of dog lovers on this chat today, so I had to throw that out there. Maybe that's your next career. Anything that just makes you happy in your, be it beauty life or internal life or regular off the clock life, you have a solution for that. So We had some good stuff that was thrown out there. We learned a lot of amazing ways to just not only see stressors in our life, to have things that we can do that balance our mental state. And that's going to contribute to a better you, a better brand, a better whatever you do in the beauty space. It's not about working, 9 to 9, 24 hours. It's about finding the right time, the right balance, and creating a beautiful ecosystem, because it's not just you stressed out, it's those around you stress out. How about you exude that beautiful happiness and have them be happy around you to build a better team and a better brand and a better beauty you. Okay, we're going to finish off today with going around the table. Please tell us where we can find you, your brand, and any final notes you have on today's discussion. I'm going to let's start with you, Lauren. Where can we find CLE Cosmetics? And is there anything else you'd like to tell our listeners today?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at CLE Cosmetics. At CLE Cosmetics. I almost said the website. But also, I always like to give my personal one. It's at JIN_Lauren. I'm always happy to respond to anyone who has questions or want to link up. That's where you can find both of us at. And yeah, I really enjoyed this talk, and it's interesting because throughout the 8 years, growing different wisdom and different strategies on how to take care of your mental health, but also physically too, and just being able to talk about it with my cohort. It was really interesting because I do feel like we all have similar journeys. So it's oh my gosh, everyone's just always nodding. So it was really fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Next, Jen, how can we find Melach 33, some of those amazing relaxing CBD products, and any final notes for today's conversation?
All right. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Our Instagram is Melach33, MELACH 33. And we are located in Orange County, California. We're in various boutiques in Orange County, some in New York. There's a really fun one, speaking of relaxation, Medi Pedi on Park Avenue in New York. They do an amazing foot massage with our CBD Body Butter that's very relaxing, highly recommended. Otherwise, we're on melach33.com, Amazon, and all those fun places. Amazon's always the most convenient for a lot of people. Love ordering the regular body butter on Amazon. The CBD one is easily ordered on our website. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Jen. And last but not least, Nicholas, what a beautiful conversation. Thank you for just adding to the good energies. Where can we find IERO Beauty, and any last notes for today's Beautytap Talks?
Sure. So you can find us at ierobbeauty.com, IEROBEAUTY.com, and at IERO Beauty for Insta, Facebook, and TikTok. We are on Flip, super great. Retail coming this year. I wanted to just acknowledge Jen. You just made me melt thinking about an amazing butter foot massage and hand massage. Thank you for that. I am so going to experience your product. It's beautiful. And Lauren, so great to meet you as well. I'd like to just leave one thought, and it's actually where my journey began with this whole concept. There's a mantra, and I just really wanted to share it because it's super meaningful to me, and it's on all of our packaging. It is keep your heart and mind open to limitless possibilities, and you'll be amazed by what manifests around and within you. Don't forget that. Really, when every bit of adversity and challenge is up beyond your nostrils, stay the course. Think about that and apply it to whatever it is that you're using. Keep the heart open, keep the heart and the brain in harmony, in coherence, and truly amazing things happen. Don't ever forget, Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Lauren and Jen, thank you for being a part of our Beautytap Talks. Take what you heard today and use it in your beauty life. Use it with your team, use it within new launches, use it within everything. It's all about having that time for yourself, balancing your personal mental state, and giving to the energies in the world and in the workspace too. Thank you for joining us live on Instagram. Experts, thank you for joining us on Zoom. And if you watch this recorded or listen to it on the Beautytap podcast, please connect with these amazing brands. We will connect them and tag them in the info below. But thank you for conversing and thank you for adding to a beautiful beauty space. Thank you, everyone.